have worked cut free for the longest time. Today I got some help, and look at me. Looks like our goats, our female goats, might be in heat. They've been doing these funny games with each other for quite a bit. I don't mean just the headbutting, but it's a whole lot of funny noises they make. They start kind of like playing roles with each other, like all the tail wagging and the flirting. Now these are both, that's Tilly and Pebbles, and they're both my females. And of course, old Nanny Goat's just there to watch. She's at the age where she likes to watch. And there's nothing wrong with that, to each his own. Look at Al Davis being a big boy. Hi, Al. Oh, Alfred being one of the big boys. He's out doing his best. They're free range. Cornholio has his ever watchful eye over his sons or daughters. I don't know who's who yet. Isn't that cute though? Morning folks, Lester here. We are back to I'm a Survivor on day number 2 of our 3rd week of fencing construction. Look who has come out to say hi to Daddy. Oh my goodness, and there's more. Someone is hiding right there behind the raised bed. Oh, there's my sweet Stella. There's my sweet Stella girl. Come on everybody, come on out. Come on out, everybody. Hey, Stella Bobella. Hey, everybody. Hi, sweetie. Now, Stella likes dry food. All of our dogs eat dry food. But we do have these little treats that we give them. This is not enough to feed a large dog, guys. This is not enough to feed a large dog. But it is enough to give them a snack. And they love these little snacks. I need to put my phone down so I can video. Hold on. You guys will not be judging. Snakes are out and about. I'm taking Jamie's little 22 rifle along with this because I'm not going to run across a snake, especially a poison snake, water moccasin, copperhead, or anything else, and not have a way to protect myself. We're in the deep woods working, and I don't want to have any of my dogs bitten and chewed on by some of these mean, venomous snakes this time of year. So I know you laugh at the color. Jamie wanted something that was unique to her. Come on, sweetie. And I'll put it in the back of the tractor. It's not loaded, so you don't have to worry about any kind of accidental shooting. And for all the gun haters out there, I'm not one of them, y'all. I think that every person should have a way to protect themselves against any type of threat. And so, Lester, that's lethal force, and that was unnecessary. A copperhead or a water moccasin, we've lost too many babies around here to those predators in general. And so sometimes lethal force, let's just go work. I got the best thing that was ever invented for stuff like this, my big tool rack. I'm also carrying this attachment on the front. You'll see why later. I showed you yesterday a little bit. I'm gonna do a quick peek at the barn before I head on down. Make sure everything here is in order. Mostly water. Water is the thing that we check this time of year. It's hot, y'all. It's getting hotter. And we want to make sure that all of our water is good. That's funny about old Nanny Goat. Did you notice that she really had never picked sides? She's kind of going at both parties evenly. That reminds me of divorce. That reminds me of when a partnership ends up dissolving, and any friends that you have made along the way, for some reason, they feel like when a partnership dissolves, they have to pick a side. But Tilly senses something special about Pebbles, and Pebbles is kind of like, hey, come on now, y'all, come on, man. Uh-oh, now see, look what happens. Tilly has gotten her horns underneath Pebbles' collar, and that's I don't like that. But that sound right there is the sound of a goat in heat. And so we don't have any male goats. We're not doing any breeding right now for our goats. We don't really have a reason to breed our goats. So even though we all love baby, I don't really know what's going on right here besides Pebbles is in heat and everyone's gone crazy about it. Everyone's going crazy about it. Sissy is the smartest one. She's like saying, you know what? I'm just going to mind my own business right over here. And I'm just going to stay out of all that mess because I'm just going to stay out of it. And that's pretty smart. Old Nanny Goat, you should stay out of it also. Let Pebbles and Tilly do their thing. How does a goat take that kind of a beat down and just keep on going? So Tilly is really being smart in using that collar against Pebbles. I'm going to pull that collar off because what I don't want is for her to end up getting choked accidentally. Now, some will try to play both sides for a while, but at some point, once you realize that you and your partner are no longer going to be able to continue that relationship, that working relationship or that romantic relationship, whatever, and you decide to go your separate ways, a lot of times people have to pick and choose which side they're going to stay true to. And so how does someone pick and choose that? Don't say it doesn't happen. Do not sit there and waste your comment by saying that never happens. I am still friends with both of the people in my life because more than likely what happens is you start feeling like you need to lend your support to one side or the other. And whenever those words get back to the party who you're not supporting, it could be quite hurtful because in a way, either you're for me or you're against me. And it's really a sad part of life that it has to be that way. I think that ultimately what you would like to see happen if a partnership ends up failing and, dissolving, why can't you still find your joy in party A and for what they bring to the table, yet also continue to find joy in party B and what they bring to the table? Not thinking that because party A and B are no longer together, now you have to also pick and choose a side. No one puts that pressure on you. All that they ask is that you don't continually put one of the parties down. And we've seen that, y'all. We have seen that. And I think that we've all seen that. Me, you. And I would love to hear your personal stories. If you've been through a divorce or a separation from a significant other, and you can remember when you lost friends who you thought you would have forever, or you chose to give up those friends because you knew that you were unsure of where their loyalties lie. It's a tough fact of life, but it does happen, and it happens a whole lot more regular than what people probably think it does. But I like to have long, deep conversations about stuff. That's how I like the comments to go. If I can pick and choose my comments, I obviously would like to drive them towards something constructive instead of something destructive. Hey, sweet baby. There's old Jaker. I'm hoping he'll get the gate for me so I don't have to get off the tractor and get it myself. Of course, Jake just can't take the easy road. Jake can't take the high road. He has to take the fun road. I love how Stella is not scared of sounds. We want to go higher though. Look at the other side, how I staggered those two. Yeah, right about that. That's good right there. Poor Stella. Everyone's after Stella. I'll watch her. You're gonna get a spanky stick to you? No. Get back. That's Stella and she's mine. Jake, pick up that jawbone from an ass and pull a Samson. Get your butt out of here before he smites you. He's gonna smite you. This one here is being a big issue. Yesterday it was Ivan. Today it's his cows. I cannot believe that. All right, hold on. So what you got to do is after someone pulls, someone else will come check your tension. And so if it's not tight enough, you got to keep going. We've had a lot of wire snapping today, so what is normally not that big of a barbed wire deal has become a really rough day. It could have been a bad roll of barbed wire. So if you've ever heard of something called gaucho wire, we stopped using that years ago because of all the breaks. You gotta go further, Jacob. Stella, stay here with Daddy. All right, let me check it. Gaucho wire is the world's worst at snapping. And I'm not trying to diss the Gaucho company. This is our third attempt at the same strand of wire. There's definitely something going down with this particular strand of wire, and I don't know what it is. Okay, hold on a second. So what I keep doing is come by checking the tension. So listen, if I look at the tension here, the tension here, this is not ready. We have to go a little bit further. This is where it always gets scary though. Okay, Jake says he ain't going no more. He says he's done. I don't think it's quite tight enough, but whatever. I want to show you a secret. If the wire is not as tight as you would like it to be, but you would like to have maybe an inch or so tighter, so you can actually get that inch by the way you put your staples. So watch. I'm gonna put my staple right over here. So whenever I hammer my staple in, you can see it's gonna pull the wire tighter towards the staple. Now I can't do this with only, well, maybe I can. Y'all bear with me here. All right, watch what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna try to drive the staple, and now watch, the staple's gonna start pulling the wire. It only pulled it half an inch there. It only pulled half an inch. But if I can pull half an inch at each post, then guess what? I'll end up taking several inches of slack out of the wire. And so it ends up making the wire nice and tight, even though you had a little bit of a hard time pulling it tight. Look here again. If I put my staple right at the center of the post, nothing's gonna happen. It's just gonna put the wire up against the post. But by putting my staple off to the side of the post, it's gonna literally, when it starts pulling in, it's gonna pull the wire to it. It's gonna pull the wire to the staple, to the post, and it's gonna take slack out of my wire. I hope that makes sense to you all. All right, third time's a charm, as they say. So the third strand of wire. Stella, look out, baby. We're in kind of a bad spot. All right, hold on a second. Let me get it loosened up here. So it's, you see the tension is starting to come. Of course, along down through here, it's still hanging. So I know we're not tight enough yet. But what one person has to do is walk along down through here to kind of like pop it up, make sure it's not hung, and then give the signal to continue. Come on, Stella, back up. All right, this is the fourth and final strand. All right, that's where we want it right there. Look out, Stella. Stella, look out, baby. All right, hold on, Jake. This is where I'll walk down and kind of make sure it's not kinked and hung up on the other wire anywhere. It's gonna be a good pull. You know, those first two, we had a lot of breaks, but we seem to have figured out what was going wrong. Okay. Come on, sweetie, we're all done. Yeah, she's like, I'm ready to keep working. This is fun. I like fencing. Yeah, so I will say one last thing about how we started the video, talking about our deep conversation about divorce. And you know, the hardest thing about a divorce is if the couple reconcile. And then guess what? Now you've caught yourself in no man's land. Now all those who've taken sides and have said mean and hurtful and horrible things about the other party find yourself saying, oh shit, oh shit. And isn't that a shame? How you'd much rather see the couple go ahead and dissolve than you would see them work their stuff out. All because now when they work themselves out, you found yourself an outsider. You have found yourself as an outsider into a group who you used to be someone special, and you were thought of as someone special. Yep. All right, Stella. Well, hey, everything is always funner and gooder when we do things with those that we love. And that right there, my friends, is someone that we love. And I am so happy to say that the backside of the fencing is just about done. The hard part is done. We have to come up with the T-post in, but that is an hour-long job. That is a 1-hour job. Here comes Moo to come by and inspect. You can see him right through the tree line, wondering what the hell's going on. He's wondering what the heck is going on back here. And right behind him was Annabelle. The work is done. As typical, the work is done before you all start showing up. All right, friends, thank you all for joining us, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.
To tell you a story about a man, humble is his way. He'd lend you a helping hand, who took the time to teach kids, that was his profession. Plus drove the school bus when they completed all their lessons. Single father or two, plus a coach could be a lot to juggle. But not when you're working with that I'm a survivor muscle. He took pride in the few animals he raised. Hobby farming by night seems to balance out his days. And he always knew that his best days were yet to come, but didn't know first he had to make it through a storm. Everybody's evacuating, leaving in a hurry. There's trouble on the way, they name it Hurricane Harvey. When you have little resources, not a whole lot of money, it's hard to lock away and secure all of your belongings. So this man and his 2 boys packed and evacuated, waited for the storm to pass, and it was hard to have patience, cause there were all sorts of rumors that spoke on how you needed a boat for the roads that we drove on, and animals are floating by, helpless and afraid. The storm was cataclysmic, left the town in a rage. The roads finally opened, and it was time to go see the damage that was done. He was kind of scared to proceed, but started down his driveway, water just above both feet. Pull out his phone to capture. Moments later, guess what he seen? It was his little black pig named Patty, dashing his way like a lost child who found daddy. Emotions running high, he didn't know what to do except cry tears of joy, and he ran toward her too. The little goat Meg was like the engine that could, because she never gave up, and the horses, they were good. See, the house was a wreck, but all that could be fixed. It really hurt to see some got caught up in the fence, lost their life. In that moment, he was taken out his element, and then God came and gave him gifts that was heaven sent. Admired how he tended to the animals and land, because that was the initial plan when he made man. And so he was placed on a whole new surface, the same old land, but a whole new purpose. And 3 months later, he was blessed with a wife, world front and center, watching him rebuild his whole life. So remember this story when you think you have nothing. I'm a survivor sanctuary. We're all survivors of something.